What the fuck is up, everyone? Prison Miller here, back with another ranking album series. Today, I will be reviewing every Lacuna Coil album. This was requested by Mark-a-Punk, aka Mark the Punk Gamer. He wanted me to do this as a return for him because I requested to do Opeth a few months ago, and he wants me to do that as a return. And at first, I was kind of wondering, since their new album, Lacuna Coil's new album came out, I was wondering, should I bother with it or should I not? Now, as some may know, a few months ago, I did a poll list on saying which band should I review every album next, which would be Arch Enemy, In Flames, Whitechapel, and Lacuna Coil. It turned out In Flames had the most votes, then Arch Enemy, then Whitechapel, and then Lacuna Coil. So, I've done all three of the bands that's on the polls, so now Lacuna Coil is the final one. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I was never really into Lacuna Coil, but at the same time, I was somewhat curious about it. Because I heard a few singles from their new album, and I kind of like it. And I did hear the song Our Truth years ago from Guitar Hero or some shit like that. But I wouldn't say I was like a deep fan of him or nothing like that. So, and just keep y'all know, I've heard all of their albums for the very first time, just to let y'all know. I didn't listen to them growing up or any of that. So, yeah, guys, just to let y'all know, I will not be reviewing EPs, compilation, demos, or any live albums or some shit like that, or any re-recorded materials or anything like that. As some of you know, I don't really do worst to best anymore. I kind of rank things different nowadays. How I do it is I rate a score from 0 out of 5 being the worst, and 5 out of 5 being the best. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Alrighty, starting up, we got us their debut album, In a Reverie, released June 8, 1999, off of Century Media Records. I'll say it's a start, I guess. I mean, this album sounds like Paradise Lost a bit, I'm not gonna lie, with female vocals, but it's okay, I guess. It's a start of an album. I don't know what else to say. Pretty much almost all the songs sounds the same. I mean, Circle is a somewhat decent open track, but yeah, I mean, not my favorite. I mean, it's got some nice duo vocals from Andrea Farrow and Christina Scabia, whatever her last name is, with a nice back and forth vocal soundish and stuff like that. And it's got some nice piano-ish sounds too. I mean, I don't know. It kind of sounds like a rip-off of Paradise Lost, to be honest with you. So yeah, I mean, is it a bad album? No. I mean, it's a debut album. I'm not going to bash it or nothing like that in case you're going to say, oh, this album fucking sucks. Blah, 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 blah. No. Yeah, it's an alright album. I don't know what else to say. It's not very memorable, but yeah, it's 50-50. I'll go for 2.5 out of 5. That's pretty much I have to say about it. I mean, it's okay. That's all. Alright, next up we got is Unleashed Memories, released March 20th, 2001, off of Century Media Records. Now, I'll say this. It's better than their last album. At least it's not a ripoff. And they're no longer a con artist in this album. So, at least it got more original materials. But, I mean, there are some few songs that kind of drag on a bit. I mean, most of the songs in there are like 4 to 5 minutes. I'll say this, I do dig the song To Live Is to Hide. I kind of dug that song a bit. Purify is a cool one. I kind of like most of the songs in there. I think it's better produced and such, so I'm not going to go to further details because there's 10 albums, so we have a lot more to go. But I'll say this, it's an improvement. I'll give it that. So, yeah, guys. It's got some nice riffs. I mean, it's got some nice piano, keyboard sound to it throughout the song and such. So, this is my first time listening to Lacuna Coil albums in full. So, I can't really give a full detail on it. So, all I have to say is, it's a better. My main criticism is, they could do some trimming here and here on the songs at times. Because few of the songs are a bit too long. But other than that, I think it's a solid album. If some people say, should I start off with this album? I'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? So, I'll go for 3 to 5. I think it's a decent record. So, yeah, guys, it's just one of the start. For Lacuna Coil, I guess it's got more originality than their debut. So, yeah, there's that. Alrighty, next up we got is Comalize, released October 29, 2002, off of Century Media Records. And surprise, surprise, I actually enjoy this album from start to finish. I'm not gonna lie. Spoiler, this is not my favorite Lacuna album. From what I've read, according to Christina, she says during its recording, we had a sort of creative explosion. We were working in a coma, sort of like in a different dimension. First of all, we just wanted to use the word coma, but there was something missing, so we played with the two word coma and lies. So coma lies. There we go. That makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, I actually quite enjoy the sound throughout. It's got a lot of catchy songs throughout. Like, I definitely dug Heaven's a Lie. Daylight Dancer. I kind of like this interlude, Aeon. The Tightrope. I don't know what to say. It's got some nice... I kind of like this keyboard sound in the back, which makes it a lot more catchy and such. So, yeah, I pretty much like 95% of the album. I think it would be better if it has Christina to sing of herself alone instead of the male vocals. I mean, he's better as a background vocals. I think he should stick to being the background vocals in this album, but that's just me, though. So, yeah, guys, I actually dug this album. It's got full of catchy songs throughout, so I can understand why this is a fan favorite album. So, I'll go with a strong 3.5 to 5, leaning towards a 4. I actually dug this album. Yes, one of the few Lacuna Coils that I actually dug. Okay, next up we got is Karma Code, released March 31st, 2006, off of Century Media Records. If you guys are going to think this is my favorite Lacuna Coil album, wrong! But we'll get there. We'll get there later, okay? I promise you, I'll reveal it, okay? Of course I'm going to reveal it. What do you expect? But as for this album, I will argue that this album is very overrated as hell. But I'll say this, there's a lot of songs that I actually do enjoy, especially with the song Our Truth. I've heard that song years ago. I didn't even realize that was from Lacuna Coil in the first place, until I found out recently. It's like, what the fuck? I've heard that song before, you know? I mean, this sound kind of has this new metalish sound. It's like some of the songs kind of sounds like Korn a bit, with the songs Fragile and To the Edge. Our Truth, which I actually did. I kind of like this doom sound of the outro as well, with the guitarist and such. But then I'll say this sounds, again, it's like a 50-50. I think it's an overrated album, especially with the song Closer, which is a very repetitive song. It's kind of cringe too, to be honest with you. Now what I've read is it has more of this Middle Eastern sound compared with Lacuna Coil's previous releases. It's got a blend of classical and modern rock, and it has much more heavier, more metallic than previous releases, from what I've read. And I kind of like their Depeche Mode cover song, Enjoy the Silence, as well, which I kind of thought was a decent track. But everything else is kind of meh, except for the song Closer, which I honestly don't like that song. It's just very repetitive and kind of cringe, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, I'll say this, I feel like this is a very overrated album, because there's a lot of filler songs in this album. There's 13 tracks. They could have cut like 2 or 3 songs off the album. I mean, they could easily cut off Closer. Just cut that song off. Hell, even their bonus track, Without a Reason, is better than this one. So, yeah, it's alright album, I have to say. I'll go for 2.5 to 5. I think it's overrated. I mean, I can see why many Lacuna Coil fans love it, I guess. Yeah, 2.5 to 5. It's alright. Moving on. Alrighty, next up we got is Shallow Life, released April 1st, 2009, off of Century Media Records. And holy shit, what the hell just happened? I mean, Lacuna Coil is starting up with some good progress with the albums, and even though Karma Code did not hold off as strong, but as well, at least Karma Code did try something different a bit at times and has some solid songs. This album is just nothing but a massive drop of quality. I mean, Karma Code is one of those albums that I kind of wish they could do better, and maybe they'll improve in the album, but this album, it didn't. It just flat out fucking sucks. Like, it's just nothing but radio-friendly electronic rock shit. And what I've read is the producer is Don Gilmore, who's the same fucking producer who produced Linkin Park's first 2 albums. And he also produced Good Charlotte albums as well, which I don't see why would they choose him as their producer for a fucking gothic band. And first of all, none of this sounds even gothic. And look at this album cover. It's a fucking grenade. Does that sound really gothic to you? So what I read about this album, according to singer Christina Scabbia, or whatever her last name is, she said it feels more rock, I guess. Says the perfect mixture between our old European sound and something more modern. Some of it is very heavy. I don't hear anything European about this album. The most amazing this is, we've been able to prove everything about Lacuna Coil, about taking away anything good. Well, she's not wrong. She took everything that's good in this album and doing something that doesn't belong. Well, and she said this was their first concept album, which it doesn't sound like a fucking concept album at all. I mean, like, come on, can we start with a song? I like it. What the living shit is that song? Like, I like it. Was it absolute? It's like Closer 2.0, but far worse. It's like repetitive trash. Survive is like fucking butt rock material trash. And is this really a gothic album? Because I don't hear anything gothic. Gothic's supposed to have this like piano sounds, deep voices, lullabies, or some dark themes on there. None of this sounds any of that! Yeah, man. I mean, throughout the album, it's just really badly produced. It's extremely boring, not very well written, and it just fucking sucks. I mean, oh my god, this is an awful, awful, awful record. I'm gonna go for 0.5 to 5. It's such an abysmal record. Like, I don't want to know. I don't really want to talk about this album anymore. It's just so terrible. Like, I mean, I guess 0.5 leaning towards a 1, maybe. I guess. I mean, the reason why I didn't rate this lower is not like a huge, like, if it has to be like something like a 0 out of 5, it would probably for me to turn this off in like the first 5 minutes of the album. Like, 0 out of 5 is like a very rare rating. It has to be, I hate every single fucking thing. Like, it has to be 0% I like from this album. And this one is just like like maybe 10%, because, I mean, it kind of has a few decent riffs on here, but other than that, 0.5 to 5, it's just a really awful album. That's all I have to say. Fuck this album. I hope I don't have to return to this album ever again. Oh, also, you want to know one thing I like about this? This album was fucking released on April Fool's Day, and I actually love that, because this album is a fucking joke. Another one. Alright, next up we got is Dark Adrenaline, released January 23rd, 2012, off of Century Media Records once again. And oh boy, we got another bad album. But, I'll say this one isn't as bad as Shallow Life, but it's still crap. I mean, the reason why I don't think it's as bad is because production is better, songs are not as cringe, and not as irritating, but it's still utter boring, it's not interesting, and it's just fucking butt rock material trash. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say about this album. Again, I think it's predictable, it's lame, it's not as interesting, riffs are okay at best, and yeah, it's boring. That's all I have to say. I mean, Trip to Darkness is such a weak way to open the track. Like, try to sound heavy, but it's just very weak in general. And I definitely am not a fan of their REM cover, Losing My Religion, which I was never a fan of cover tracks, and this one didn't do much for me. And yeah, I just don't know what else to say about this album. It's lame, it's boring, it's predictable, total snooze fest, and just flat out bad. So yeah, it's a crap album. I'm gonna go for a 1.5 to 5. It's bad. I don't know what else to say for it. It's not as terrible as Shallow Life, or whatever that fucking album name is. Not as bad as that album, but it's still bad, and I'm also not going to return to this album either. So yeah, 1.5 to 5, album's bad, moving on. Alrighty, next up we got is Broken Crown Halo, released March 31st, 2014, off of Centra Media Records. It's an improvement. I'll say it's improvement, but I still think it's cookie cutter, generic album, I would say. But it's it's slightly better. I mean, I do like its cinematic sound and stuff like that. From what I've read, they were inspired by classic Italian horror movies and such, and bands like Goblin, such like that. So, Yeah, I'll say it's an improvement. It's got has the cinematic sound. It starts off with Nothing Stands in Our Way, which has a nice cinematic sound. I actually dug the song Zombies a bit, I'm not gonna lie. As for the rest, they're pretty much cookie cutters here and there. But I mean, it's still makes me want to fall asleep a bit, and it kind of drags on. But I'll say it's an improvement, but it's still very dull and not good of an album, to be honest. So I'll go for a 2 to 5. Yeah, 2 to 5 sounds right. I guess maybe lean towards a 2.5 because it's not bad or anything like that, but 2 to 5 nonetheless. So let's leave it as that. So yeah, I mean, kind of a dull record, but an improvement. Alrighty, next up we got is Delirium. Released May 27, 2016 off of Century Media Records once again. And holy shit, we finally reached another album that I actually like this time. This album is a massive improvement. It seems like Lacuna Coil is rebuilding their quality once again. I actually quite dug this album throughout. I mean, I actually love the vocals from Andrea Farrow with his harsh vocals. Kind of reminds me of Behemoth a bit. And I kind of has this metalcore, deathcore approach with the riffs and such. It's got a lot of catchy moments throughout the songs. And it's got a lot more of a cinematic approach, which kind of fits their tone. Which it kind of definitely brought back the gothic element, which the last few albums really lacks a lot of it. I mean, I really like Christina and Andrea's energy on this album. They brought a lot of energy than their previous albums, like a whole lot. I think it's a lot better produced, even much better produced this time. It's a lot more cinematic, especially with the sound songs such as Downfall. The album opens up with a heavy banging sound such as The House of Shame, Broken Things Andrea Farrow I think it's his best vocal album by far. And I'm not gonna lie, I know I said I'm not really a fan of cover songs. I actually dug their Madonna cover, Live to Tell, which is a bonus track, and I actually dug the shit out of it. I'm not gonna lie. And I also love this emotional cinematic track called You Love Me Cause I Hate You. I find that to be a very underrated track, which kind of blew me away with it. I am feeling comfortable to say that this is my favorite Lacuna Coil album. I think this is their best album. So yeah, guys, I actually dug this record. This is the album, even though I'm not really a fan of Lacuna Coil, I don't mind returning to this album at all. So I am feeling a 4 to 5 on this album. I actually quite dug this record. I'm not gonna lie, I really like their energy. So yeah, I dug this one. This is probably my favorite Lacuna Coil record. So there is that. I love their energy. So I love the production. And it has a darker approach too. So I'll give it that. That's all I have to say here. Alrighty, next up we got is Black Anima, released October 11, 2019. Off of Century Media Records once again. And this album pretty much follows up to their last album. To be honest with you, I think this is my second favorite Lacuna Coil album. Because I like this energy too. I kind of like this more of a raw production sound quality of an album too, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I like how the album opens off with Anima Nera. It kind of has this 9 Inch Nails opening instrumental sound to it, which I kind of like. I actually dug the song Now or Never. It kind of has this Static X type groove to it with this industrial sound in the background, which I actually heavily dug. It's got a nice solo in the end, and it's got some nice melodies from Christina. I mean, let's talk about Andrea's vocals too. I feel like his vocals are a bit better. It sounds like his raw production sound with his voice really fits well to it as well. Like, let's say, for example, the song, like Now or Never. I mean, Under the Surface has this nice, deep, growled vocals. Andrea Farrow, why the fuck have you not done this sooner? Why? This was great. Why have you not done this sooner? I would have dug your band a lot sooner if you kept doing that. Like, come on. And Black Anima is another example of his vocals. So that's pretty much all I have to say here. I'm going to also go for a 4 to 5. Maybe lean towards a 3.5 because it's not quite as strong as Delirium. But yeah, I dug this album a whole lot. So I don't want to go further details because we're almost done here. We got one more album to go. So let's get to it. All right. Next up we got is Sleepless Empire. Released February 14, 2025 off of Century Media Records. Now, this is their recent album, came out this year. I actually quite enjoy this album. They still brought back their energy. I like they added guest vocals, like especially Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, which I do like Lamb of God. And it also has Ash Costello of New Year's Day. I don't really know that band very well, so I can't say anything about that. It's kind of like the same thoughts I did with their last two albums, even though not quite as strong as their last two albums, but so I say, from what I read, it says musically, Sleepless Empire adds gothic metal, alternative metal, and electronic influences, which features the band's signature dual vocal dynamic, which Andrea Farrell emphasized that the band embraced a heavier sound, which I like that approach. Keep it up. So, yeah, I mean, that one has a lot of singles. It has 6 singles released before the album, which is too much. Hell, the first single came out 2 years before the album's release. Came out June 15, 2013. Like, what the hell? But yeah, I mean, I kind of dug the song with features Randy Blythe of Lamb of God called Hosting the Shadows. His voice definitely fits well. I mean, it may not hear something you hear from Lamb of God, but it's a Lacuna Coil song, not a Lamb of God song. Lamb of God has more like a hardcore-ish groove metal type sound to it. Now, as for Ash Costello's New Year's Day, again, I don't know what they are. I think I've heard of them, but I mean, I've heard a lot of bands that are named New Year's, but I don't know. Maybe it's a different band. I'm not sure. In the meantime, solid song. I can't tell who sung it, so I know it's a female vocalist, so there's that. But, I mean, the album starts off with The Siege, which is a hard-hitting opening track for sure. And, yeah, Scarecrow is another solid song. I definitely dug Oxygen. Gravity's a solid one. Pretty much like almost all the tracks on there. It may have a few fillers, but I do like its production. I do like this vocal interplay between Andrea and Christina. And I think it's a solid album, and it kind of brought back with the cinematic sound to it. And that's pretty much what I have to say here. So I'll go for a 3.5 to 5. I think it's a good album. I would have enjoyed Lacuna Coil a bit more if they would keep up with this not modern sound. So, yeah. I mean, hopefully they don't fuck it up like they did in their middle era. So, yeah, guys. I think Sleepless Empire is a solid album. 3.5 to 5. I think it's a pretty good album. So, there's that. Alright, guys, so that is my reviewing for every Lacuna Coil album. What are your thoughts on every Lacuna Coil album? Let me know in the comments. So, hopefully Mark of Punk will enjoy this. Hopefully you won't get too butthurt about it. So, yeah, originally I wasn't going to do this, but this was requested. This is a favor for a favor. So, I requested him to do Opeth. He requested me back to do this, so I got him that. So, a favor for a favor. So, yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it. You're fucking welcome. Yeah, guys, so let me know what you want me to do next. Well, I have a collaboration video coming up on Fear Factory, so we'll see how that goes. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I could have more bands to request from Markapung. I guess you can do Arch Enemy, I don't know, as another return of favor if you want. That's on you, your call. But, yeah, guys, subscribe for more content and all that bullshit, and holy shit, what's that popping up on my screen? More album reviews and such, whatever the shit is popping on my screen. Check those videos out, whatever it's popping on my screen. But anyways, guys, that's it. Subscribe for more content and all that bullshit, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the fuck out of here. So, I'm out.